Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a shark in basically black and white, maybe gray. So we're going to start with two circles like this. One next to the other. And if you're drawing on the iPad, you can hold down the circle, and make it a nice circle. So then on the front, we put a little triangle type thing. That's going to be the head of the shark. And the back is a little longer triangle, so it's going to be the rear of the shark. Now we cut the tail like this because we're going to make it, the tail start from there. Draw the fin. It took me a while to get the fins the right way. They're not perfect yet, but you see what we're doing here. Then we do the eye just a circle, perfect circle, and then a circle inside. And then we're going to color the eye to make it black, and then a little light shine off the eye, right? So what I did, I just colored it in totally, and then I made a little circle with a white circle inside the black. So it's pretty funny, right? It doesn't look anything like a shark at the moment. It looks like a fish. Now get the fins approximately in the right area related to that second circle, right? The circle on the right. And then it will all come together. You'll be surprised. I also drew the little nostril thing there. I drew the mouth. The mouth, this is supposed to be a great white shark. I copied what the video said. The mouth here is very small. I think you could probably make it quite a bit bigger. But I left it as it is, just to try to match what the video is telling me, right? Draw some teeth. I misunderstood. I drew teeth on the top as well. You only need teeth on the bottom. So I fixed it later on, but you can fix it now by not drawing any teeth on the top. Now I'm back at the tail. They said to go a little thicker on the tail at the top there. I don't know why, because we didn't use that, so you don't have to. But so we're trying to flesh out the size of the tail and the shape of the tail here. And it doesn't matter what you do here. You can erase everything later, right? Super easy to erase on the iPad. I hope you have one. Draw the little fins, top and bottom. Start to smooth out the fins a little bit, like where they connect to the body. Draw the gills. And then I thought I was erasing, I was actually smudging. So erase the circles and erase the other lines that you don't need. And then we'll start to flesh out more about the details of the shape of the shark. So I smoothed out the top dorsal fin. Pretty well. And then I think I tried to figure out what to do there with various parts of it. You can see the gills there. I have one gill that's going like sideways. You fix everything as you're going through it, right? That's the cool thing. Look, it's now starting to look like a shark, right? So what's going to happen on that upper jaw where I put the teeth, those are going to go away. And then the bottom jaw is going to go like a triangle sticking out. Like the upper jaw is up here and the triangle is down here with all the teeth. Yes, sharks have upper teeth, But apparently at the angle that this one was at, they didn't want to put the upper teeth. So maybe the bottom teeth are more visible usually. So I'm adjusting the tail. Mostly erasing right now, erasing the lines I don't really need, making it look like a real picture or a real drawing without all of the static lines that kind of get in the way, right? I fixed the gills. However, now I have 4 gills. I never added another one. And the 2 sharks that I was drawing, this one and the one above, you'll see, both of them are supposed to have 5 gills, I guess. I don't know how many, I didn't look, to see how many gills does a shark have. And maybe they vary, but so I only have 4 on mine. Now I start to draw the lateral line that goes from the nose across the whole lower part of the body. And that's going to be the line that separates the dark area of the top with the white of the bottom. So a lot of fish are colored like that because if you're looking down at them, you just see the dark, and the dark blends in with the dark of the ocean. The ocean gets darker as you get deeper, right? So you wouldn't see it as well. It's camouflage. And then if you were under the shark looking up, you would see the light of the sky, right? You'd see, as you're looking up through the water, you would see mostly light color. So most fish have a whitish belly, which also disguises them from predators. So I played with the fin there a little bit. The fin I don't think looks so great. This is how they did it though, so I just tried to match what they did. And then I ran the color, the horizontal line through the gills, and it's a little odd area. In the back there, I put the notch in the tail because they said this shark has a notch in the tail up there. Did I erase it? It's coming back at some point. I don't know why it disappeared now. Then it's I'm sure it's coming back. I saw it in the final. Anyway, so just trying to make it look more like a shark right now because we haven't done any shading yet. And the shading is, here comes the shading. I just used a soft brush, airbrush, to shade very lightly at first over the whole top and the fins that are going to be dark, and the tail. So the top fin, the dorsal, is going to be real dark. The the tail at the back is going to be real dark, and then the fin that's sticking out on the side is also going to be dark. I think that's pectoral fins. So with the iPad and shading, a soft brush is nice. Opacity at like 10-15% for the first layer that you do. And a brush that's small enough that you're not going to go outside the lines too much. I do tend to go outside the lines and then I just erase later. So with a shark, it's an oval, almost a cylinder type, like looking at it cross section, right? It looks something like this. And so on the sides here is quite a difference. It's quite round. And so I try to, on the lateral side where the pectoral fin is, and the separation between the white and the dark, right there, I try to really make it roundish. So I really use shading to kind of show the curve of the shark. So you won't see it yet, but with time you'll see it come out. This is I love to do this. I love shading. I haven't mastered it with this iPad yet at all. It's quite an exercise to master it with the iPad. I think I'm at the point where I'm going to look up some masters. How do they shade with the iPad, and see just how do they get it exactly right. You can see my tail is going to be much darker. That upper fin, I think I'm also going to go over that again And then I also realized pretty soon that I have to shade that pectoral fin as well. So here, I think I'm just doing layers of very light opacity gray over the shark. And so it's almost like a grayish green, isn't it? That was my choice. That's what I think they look like. Not sure too much. I didn't want to make it flat black, you know, I think that's kind of boring. But then later when I did finish this whole drawing, I went back into Photos, the Photos app on my MacBook Pro, and then I edited it to make it darker. I increased the contrast a bit. I did a pull on the graph to make the low end, like the darker areas, to make them even darker. So yeah, here you can see I'm no master of shading here at all. It takes me a long time to get it. I know that I want that dark area right beside the white to be pretty dark because that's getting the least amount of sun from the top, least amount of light from the top of the surface or whatever. So, and then I want it to be a little bit lighter on top. I want there to be almost a light reflection there on the dorsal side of the shark, the top side. And so it takes me a while to get it, but eventually I get there and it looks pretty okay. Keep in mind, this may take you, I think it took me 20 minutes to draw, to get it the way I liked it. And then to erase everything on the outside that I didn't want there, the shading that had gone over the lines, took about 10 minutes probably. Okay, so now you can see I'm darkening the top a bit, shading the top, and really trying to make it look roundish. You have to play with it. It's there's a learning curve for sure. And while it's fairly easy, I won't say easy with a pencil, but you have a pencil and you turn it sideways and you shade like this. You can use light color shading at first and then gradually add a little bit darker graphite pencil and make it a little bit darker, and you can make it real smooth with like a little brush, or maybe you have a sponge. You can just touch it gently and really make like the transition between the dark and the light areas very nice, right? With the iPad, you have one stylus and you're trying to do all of that as well. So you have the blend tool, which is nice, but I'm not a master with that at all either. I use it here a number of times. I don't know if I should be using it here or if I should just use a softer brush and just make more strokes. I'll figure it out, but it's really interesting to figure it out, right? This is my art journey, right? I'm kind of sharing it with you. I hope that you're also, there's no way you're drawing this shark and you're not a beginner like me, right? So I think you are sharing the journey with me and hopefully producing some cool stuff. Like, to be honest, I'm shocked that I can do this good. To me, I've never drawn something like this ever my whole life. So I have, just since I started this website, ArtDayJob.com, I have drawn some things that I would have never attempted before. I drew palm tree branches, for God's sakes. It's palm tree branches. I didn't show anybody that one yet. And I drew banana tree branches, which I think I did show somebody on here before. I will post that pretty soon. Maybe it's a paper drawing and I drew it with markers. I drew it with watercolor markers that I thought were just markers. I don't know. I thought they just drew like watercolors. No, I think you're supposed to wet them and then they make like a watercolor, almost like watercolor paint. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Anyway, it looks okay. It looks a little harsh. I wish the tips of the markers were more fine, but okay, so you can see, okay, so the mouth is a little bit more triangle now, right? The lower jaw. You can't see any teeth on the top. The shading is getting there. I'm not quite there yet. I have a few more minutes, it looks like, of shading, trying to get that right. The two little fins at the bottom, anal fin, I guess one of them is, and I don't know what the other one is, but you know, by the tail, but on the bottom side of the shark, those two were going to remain white, so you don't have to color those. I did add a little bit of dark to the mouth. It looked like it was dark, so I did that. That's pretty much it. It's basically done. I signed it already. It's basically done, but after I did this video, I did save it in gallery. I went and did something. I had to go with my family. We went to the park, but then I came back and I decided to edit it some more and play with it and see, you know, how good I could make it. And here I'm playing with the layers. But yeah, so it does get a little bit better. It gets darker. I noticed it was super light colored and lighter than I would have liked it. So I darkened it up in the Photos app. So what are we on? 1733. Yeah, so basically I'm going to stop the video part here, and then I will show you the final that I did here on the iPad, and then I'll show you how I won't show you how I did, but I will show you the final that I adjusted in Photos app.